evening. Welcome to South Asia Newsline. I'm Arjun Chaudhary. Here are the top stories we're tracking for you on Thursday, the 26th of November. India pays tribute to 2611 victims on 7th anniversary of Mumbai attacks. Pakistan's top militant reportedly killed in US drone attack. And India and Pakistan to play cricket series in Sri Lanka. And now for all the details. India on Thursday observed the 7th anniversary of the 2611 Mumbai terror attack. The country paid respect to the victims who died in the gruesome incident. A report.
Memories of the deadly terror attack on Mumbai in 2008 came into minds as India commemorated the 7th anniversary of the incident. Provincial Chief Minister of Western Maharashtra and families of the victims paid tribute to the departed souls at a memorial in the city. 166 people, including 6 Americans, were killed when a group of 10 gunmen stormed into various parts of the city in an assault that lasted for 3 days. 7 years down the line, experts say India is better prepared in case of such incidents.
We are much better prepared now. We've got quick emergency response teams available in most of the major metros and the larger cities. So the police are slightly better trained to respond. Overall security has been tightened up, so I think our response will definitely be better.
Of the 10 attackers, 9 were killed and Ajmal Kasab, the lone survivor of the Pakistan-based Militant squad, was hanged to death in November 2012. Most of the top plotters of the Mumbai attack, who are believed to have operated from Pakistan, are yet to be brought to book. Zakiur Rahman Lakhvi, a top commander of the terrorist organization Lashkar-e-Toiba and the mastermind of the Mumbai terror attacks, still finds safe haven in Pakistan as Islamabad cites absence of enough evidence against him. Lakhvi's trial has been a bone of contention between India and Pakistan. Also, despite New Delhi's insistence to Pakistan to hand over Hafiz Saeed, chief of terrorist organization Jamaat-ud-Dawa, to India for his alleged role in the attack, he is still roaming free in Pakistan.
Tipped to be one of India's biggest tax reform initiatives since independence, the Goods and Services Tax or GST Bill may face hurdles in getting passed as the country's parliament resumed Thursday. The legislation promises to allow for seamless transfer of goods within the country and ensure a uniform tax regime.
Pressing ahead with its reform agenda, the Narendra Modi-led government is determined to roll out the Goods and Service Tax Bill from April 2016. The bill seeks to streamline India's tax administration by eliminating different structures in different states. It means people would no longer have to pay different taxes imposed by the state and central government, a system which has long pushed up prices, making Indian goods less competitive in the international market. But it is facing stiff resistance from several opposition parties, including the Congress Party, which ironically was the first to propose it.
17 से 18% कैप होना चाहिए। 1% जो हर राज्य से आप सेस लगाने की बात कर रहे हैं कि जिस राज्य से सामान क्रॉस करेगा उससे आप 1% वहां वो के स्टेट गवर्नमेंट ले सकती है। और फिर एक अगर कोई विवाद होता है तो उसका रिड्रेसल का एक फोरम होना चाहिए। ये 3 चीजें हमारी मांग है। 3 चीजों को सरकार माने तो कांग्रेस बिल्कुल खुले मन से विचार करेगी।
Analysts have hailed the proposed reforms, saying they would streamline India's complex tax system and would be a game changer economically.
In case GST is passed and implemented, our GDP may grow about 2% and there could be reduction of 1.8% in inflation. Now, what it in simple terms means, GDP going up by 2% means that per capita income of Indians would increase. What would mean is more jobs for Indians and higher salaries, more increments for our countrymen. Second is lesser inflation means lesser expenditure for our households.
But the government has reason to be nervous. Failure to pass the legislation in the present session of Parliament would make it challenging to implement the new tax regime by a deadline of April next year. A big setback to Mr. Modi's pro-development agenda.
Sri Lanka has been decided as the neutral venue for the much anticipated cricket series between India and Pakistan. The Board of Control for Cricket in India, or BCCI's functionary, Rajiv Shukla, has said that the series will tentatively start on 15th December. The decision came just few hours after Pakistani Prime Minister Nawaz Sharif gave a nod to Pakistan Cricket Board to hold the series against India in the island nation. Earlier, India had refused to play in the United Arab Emirates for the December series, while Pakistan rejected the Indian board's proposal to play the series in India for safety of its players. India and Pakistan have not played a full bilateral series after India boycotted playing with Pakistan since the 2008 Mumbai terror attacks. A senior Tehreek-e-Taliban Pakistan commander, Khan Saeed Sajna, has reportedly been killed in a US drone strike in Afghanistan. The drone strike occurred in Khost province of Afghanistan near the border with the North Waziristan region of Pakistan. The strike also killed 12 other militants and injured 20 others. The commander, Khan Saeed, also known as Sajna, led a breakaway faction of the Pakistani Taliban. According to reports, Taliban commanders were meeting to resolve the growing differences among various Taliban splinter groups when the drone strike took place. Moving on to news from Afghanistan. The country aims to set up a secondary bond market before considering a stock exchange. This comes due to the increasing state of insecurity in the country.
Although Afghan private investors have been pressing for a stock market, Khalil Siddiq, governor of Afghan Central Bank, said that time is not right for such a move due to insecurity in the country. Siddiq said the first step should be a secondary market for existing bonds to expand their trade beyond commercial banks, who are the only investors at the moment. The rate for the one-year bond is about 6.8 to 7%. The Afghan Central Bank has issued bonds with maturity of 7 and 28 days, 6 months and 1 year to the tune of $520 million.
Especially in 1 year, what happened that, you know that from 2014, majority of foreign troops left Afghanistan. So all activities relating to them has diminished. Transportation, logistic and all these things. Then certainly the amount of money they were using inside Afghanistan, it was coming in dollar form, converted into Afghani and spending. So this inflow has also declined a lot.
The exodus of Afghans to Europe seeking a better life has also added extra pressure to the already weak currency. Many expressed concerns over the ongoing situation in the country.
افغانای ما از این کشور میره در کشورهای خارجی دلار امرای خودمون میبرن افغانی در دلار بی ارزش شده میره. دیگه نسبت به این رقم که میبینی سراسر کشور نارامی امنیت نه دیگه نه.
The Afghani has depreciated about 15% against the dollar over the past year. Annual exports are worth about $600 million, while imports are worth up to $9 billion, though the balance of payments deficit is largely financed through foreign aid.
Over 20,500 Afghan girls have been denied access to education this year, the United Nations has said. The ongoing insurgency and conflict in the country has severely restricted girls and women from schooling. Here's a report.
Over 210 schools were closed down in Afghanistan during the first 9 months of 2015, affecting the right of knowledge to women and girls in the country. Direct threats by armed extremist groups against the schools providing education to girls is one of the prime reasons behind this development. Also, the recent rise in violence by the insurgents has kept the girls indoors. There needs to be an effective implementation of the laws that protect all citizens, especially women and girls. Critically, an environment needs to be created where women and girls feel safe and are provided with an opportunity for development, not just at home but in public as well, said Elzira Shangi Beiba, UN Women Country Representative in Afghanistan. Women in patriarchal Afghan society have mostly remained under suppression. Their plight was worse during the Taliban regime till 2001 when they were restricted from venturing out in educational and professional sectors.
A day after a Bangladesh court indicted 4 suspected Islamic State operatives, police has detained 2 Jamaat-e-Islami members on suspicion of spreading Islamic State propaganda. The Middle East-based extremist group had earlier claimed responsibility for targeting foreign nationals in the country.
Police has detained 2 members of Bangladesh's biggest religion-based party, Jamaat-e-Islami, on suspicion that they were involved in promoting Islamic State propaganda in the country. Police claimed that one of the men arrested had been sending threatening text messages to several secular writers and university teachers.
প্রথম আলোর একজন বিশিষ্ট ব্যক্তি জনাব মিজানুর রহমান খান উনাকেও হুমকি দেওয়া হয় একটা প্রবন্ধ একটা উপসম্পাদকীয় প্রকাশের পরে উনাকে হুমকি দেওয়া হয় স্টপ পাবলিশিং ম্যালিশিয়াস রিপোর্টেজ এগেইনস্ট দ্য সাপ্রেসড উইগুর মুসলিম or we will stop your heartbeat forever. তো এইটি এবং এছাড়াও প্রফেসর আনিসুজ্জামান তারপরে প্রফেসর মুনতাসির মামুন সহ ওনাদেরও হুমকি প্রদান করা হয় জনাব
The police added that another detainee spreading hate and violence on behalf of the Islamic State was using the pseudonym Jihadi John. Bangladesh government has consistently denied the organizational presence of Islamic State in the country and instead blamed domestic political opponents for instigating violence.
এখানে ইসলামিক স্টেটের আসলে এরকম কোনো সাংগঠনিক কাঠামো বা সুনির্দিষ্ট কোনো ব্যক্তিবর্গ বা ইসলামিক স্টেট স্বীকৃতি দিয়েছে এমন কেউ অস্তিত্ব বাংলাদেশে এখন পর্যন্ত আমরা পাইনি।
About 15 suspects in the country have been arrested for having contacts or trying to establish contacts with the IS since September last year.
Staying on news from Bangladesh, a tribunal has issued arrest warrants against 10 war crime suspects. The International Crimes Tribunal 1 issued the warrants for their alleged crimes against humanity during the Liberation War in 1971. The move came after a petition was submitted by the prosecution in the case. One of the suspects is believed to be the commander of Razakar Bahini, an auxiliary force of Pakistani Army, and the others were members of the force. Investigators found evidence of their involvement in 2 incidents of crimes during the Liberation War. Earlier on Sunday, Bangladesh executed opposition leaders Salahuddin Quadar Chowdhury and Ali Hassan Muhammad Mujahid for war crimes. Wheelchair cricketers in Pakistan are excited to represent the country in Sri Lanka next month. The participants are breaking all stereotypes to showcase their talents. Here's a report.
Wheelchair cricketers from across Pakistan arrived at southern port city of Karachi on Wednesday for trial matches and selection process. A 14-member squad will be selected out of the 40 cricketers. Pakistan's wheelchair cricket team had thrashed host Nepal in all 3 T20 matches and won the International Wheelchair Cricket Winter Cup Series in February.
एक ऐसी बैलेंस टीम तैयार की जा रही है जो श्रीलंका में जैसे नेपाल में हमने डिफीट किया उन्हें 3-0 तो हम चाहते हैं कि उसी को हम दोबारा रिपीट करें और श्रीलंका से भी कामयाबी के साथ वापस आए।
Pakistan will take on Sri Lanka in a series of 2 T20 matches during the upcoming tour.
Well, that's the way it was in South Asia this evening. Before we conclude, the top stories once again. India pays tribute to 26/11 victims on 7th anniversary of Mumbai attacks. Pakistan's top militant reportedly killed in US drone attack. And India and Pakistan to play cricket series in Sri Lanka. Now our viewers can watch the show on SouthAsiaNewsline.com. You can also visit us on Facebook.com/SAsiaNewsline and follow us on Twitter at SAsiaNewsline. That's all in tonight's edition. We'll see you same time tomorrow. Good night.